G'day, Nathan from ACA here, back again, just to continue my series looking at my own customised multi-level system, so doing multiple levels in one file approach in AutoCAD architecture. This is just wanting to plug Archidome again. If you're wanting to get your head around any of the components, his free development guide that's available on his website is just gold. Odin has an excellent method of or technique of helping you to understand certain parts of this whole system, and his teaching tools are just tremendous. And he released this development guide for 2005, AutoCAD Architecture Desktop 2005, for free on his website. It's just gold. It's still very relevant. You'll see the old toolbars and some old things in there, but there's so much here that's still very much current in the current system. The method of actually getting there might be a little bit different with the introduction of the ribbon, but all the information's still there. Also, a quick plug for Autodesk University. If you've got subscription, you have free access to this. You can go to software, AutoCAD Architecture, search, and you'll get some incredibly good sessions that have been held over in the US. Authors like Paul Olban, author of Mastering Architectural Desktop. David Butt's got some really great stuff. Douglas Bowers, you might have been to his blog. Matthew Dillon, again, one of the masters. David Cox, very active on the news group. David has actually written a lot of the last series of Mastering Architectural Desktop or AutoCAD Architecture with Paul Orban, updating it to the 2011 series. Matthew Dillon, these are the big heavyweights. Matthew Staccioni, who does some big definitive guide or installing AutoCAD architecture if you're doing for a big workshop. Great stuff here, and it's all free if you're on sub. You can download videos of the sessions, hopefully, and lots of good info. Anyway, back to the system. What are we up to? Just how do I present it? Now, there's probably lots more things that I need to show you, but if you look at my sheet here, I've got lots of tabs down the bottom here, and you might quickly pick up that they actually look like the drawing sheets. These are actually hidden. They've been hidden for about 3 or 4 or 5 releases. But if you're looking for a one-file approach, you're looking to simplify things, then this is a really good way of doing it. Just I should say a word that part of my shortcuts that I've actually incorporated in my Lisp file is the layer tools, which are absolutely indispensable. My system works around using layers, and so you want to operate with layers very quickly. And I've created my own little one, which is an emergency LLL, and basically that would be the last thing you do before you print is to hit LLL, just to make sure that all your layers are turned on before you're printing, so make sure nothing's frozen or off. If these are not showing up, go down the bottom here, and I can never find it because it's not on all the time, but there is an option somewhere here to turn on model and paper space layouts. I think it's something like that. And it doesn't give you an option to turn them off, but the option is along here somewhere. I can't remember where it is. But it's there. Now, why am I going back to these? You might be using sheet sets or something like that. Sheet sets are fantastic. They're really good for big projects. For small projects, they may well just be overkill. In my opinion, they are. And what I use is drawing sheets. So I set my sheet up. Now, I would have a template. Now, what you can see here is some sheets, layers that are on that shouldn't be on. Probably because I set my sheet up when that XREF was not loaded. Now, what I do is I set my sheets up here, and in each drawing, I simply go in and turn the layers that I don't want off. Initially, it's actually quicker to go in and turn them all off, turn them all on and off here, because you can select, hold your shift and your control key and do multiple layers at a time. Once you've got it set up though in a template, then you don't usually have to do this over again. I generally will grab a similar project to use as a template. That's probably a bad practice, but I do it because I'm always developing ideas for my systems. And so I grab the latest drawing because it's got the latest updates. You probably, if you're a little bit bigger office, you probably want to do it in a better method than that, using a template. Just a word, so if I go to my upper floor, now remembering that this is actually looking at the model, so the ground floor is there, it's just turned off. For those of you unfamiliar with sheets, you use this third level tier here. This is frozen in the current viewport because these can be on and off and they'll operate globally over the whole drawing. These are to this particular viewport, and you can see that I've got one roof turned on. That's because I want to see the roof below. Just one other thing I do is I also, you can see that when there's a whole pile of viewport overrides. I shouldn't have viewport overrides there. I don't know why I've got them. Remove viewport override, current viewport. I use dashed for my line type for my roofs. Here I override that to continuous for my ground floor, and what I do is on my second floor I can see my ground floor. I probably put it as a light line too. You can see it's probably 50% saturation, and that means in my second floor I can actually see the ground floor roof below, which I know a lot of people do. The other thing that I do here is I have to manually set the elevation to my second floor level. Just quickly, I haven't shown you that yet, but the command, one of my commands, second floor 2, is actually where I set that second floor level. It's just a quick command. So I need to set that level that I just set, I need to set it here. If you forgot what it is, you can issue the command level FL ? And it will show me the levels that I've got set. I haven't got anything set for level 3 and 4. This level 2, because it's only a 2-level project, I've got a 2743. So I translate that to the elevation level in this viewport. The other thing you need to do, in each viewport you need to set your display rep, because if that has never been set, it will just take on the display rep that is used in model space. So as you change model space, this will update. If you specifically set a particular display rep in your paper space viewport, it will stay. It will not change anymore. So that's the viewports. Now, the other things that I do set is, and this has been explained on my website as well, is, this is my shortcut again, guys, but if you type drawing properties or DWG properties, I think, you'll get here. Actually, I'll just cancel that. That's the command there. You can see DWG props. That's my little shortcut there. On this tab, you've got a custom tab, and what I do is I enter details that I want. So my client name, all the details that I want to set. And I use those as fields in my title block, which means that when I start a drawing, I go in here, add all the details, and immediately my whole set of drawing sheets is all filled out, each sheet. So if I change the name, here to Smith, which it should be, right, and I just regenerate that, I might have to save it, what happens? All my drawing sheets are all, if you're doing these by hand, if you're using attributes even, if it's a drawing wide thing, then do it by drawing property. What they are is that's a field. If I go into, oops, BN block edit is not working on my, that's really helpful, guys. If I go to my insert menu for, anybody know where fields is? This shows you don't always have to be. Oh my goodness, I'm lost. I've only just upgraded to 12, so I'm still getting lost in this ribbon. If you insert a field and